processed.
Okay, theoretically, this is a saleable product, right?
Absolutely.
It's even, have you added any margin from it? Doing this,
Yes.
this, and this.
Yes.
How much margin have you added to it?
Well, we're paying 50 cents a gallon, and we can sell that for about $2.75 a gallon.
Okay, so quite frankly, if you had a lot of capacity, you could kind of, instead of pumping it through the processing, you could actually just, through this, move the cycle faster.
We sell bulk oil today.
Okay.
I buy and sell bulk oil today through my brokerage.
And it's this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
yeah, that's how figuring.
Yep. Our chiller system and our vacuum system are going to go over here. Now there's a curve that goes around the entire building, but they've asked us to put it in last because it's easier for them to move stuff around and all that. Okay. So now we've got nice, clean oil. So we're right here, okay? Now we're going to move over here and we're going to go into the acid esterification, which is where we're going to reduce the amount of free fatty acids. We can do that by using sulfuric acid and methanol, or we can do it by using glycerol, okay? Glycerin, really, technically. And it's going to go into these tanks. These tanks are 8,500 gallons, and they'll be on a platform so that we can pump from the bottom of them. And these are, how we mix this is through big pumps, 300-gallon-a-minute pumps, and we push the oil in different directions and make it mix. And there'll be a tote here where we'll mix either the glycerin or the sulfuric acid into it.
Now, the agitators are only on the bottom, or are they on the top, or all the way through?
There's baffles inside the tank, and it's just on the bottom, and it's just pushing in opposite directions, and it's hitting the baffles. Okay. And there's heat exchangers and things because we want to be at about 150 degrees when we're doing this. Okay. So we're coming along A. This is A, right? So this is the acid esterification.
Yeah, I think it's important to,
Then it goes into the settling, and this is where the free fatty acids fall out of the bottom, and we have nice oil at less than 0.5% free fatty acids to process.
This is your joint right here.
It goes into the
In one of these tanks. See the head separated.
Oh, there's a sight glass. Like we take it off the bottom. There's a sight glass here
Oh, I see.
that we see where we see the change in the glycerin's quite
Okay,
dark.
so it's not in the tank.
No,
You're not looking at
no, no. But if you had a beaker of stuff you processed, you'd have this much glycerin and this much, right? But when you pump it off, the black coming off is glycerin, and as soon as it changes color, we're good. We stop. Now, when we shoot the glycerin over there, there's going to be a certain amount of biodiesel in there, but it'll rise to the top when we pump it off, so we don't lose it. Okay. Now we come to the trans-esterification. This is the dish bottom tank, so the diesel or the oil gets pumped over here, and we use a sodium methylate mixture with methanol. Methanol's pumped in from the outside tank, and this is the one that has baffles, but it has paddles that move between 90 and 120 revolutions per minute, and it's mixing the oil. This is where we get the 1 hour reaction, roughly an hour and a half maybe, and that's where we get biodiesel and glycerin. It goes over to this tank and separates. We pump off the glycerin, come back here and hit it a second time. Right? This is where you wanted to put, I think you wanted to put an additional separation tank.
That was what I thought.
Right.
I was just thinking about your production process.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Whenever you back up, one thing I've learned is that it really it causes a process to halt for a period of time.
Right.
And if you're thinking about flow, just water moving,
Right.
You're putting a stop in it, and it goes.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Right. So these are not in the right place. We're going to have evaporators here because we're going to reclaim our methanol. So this is our second set of evaporators. We had one to take the water out of the oil. Evaporators here to take the methanol out of the diesel fuel. And then we go through the citric water wash, and then the regular water wash, and that's the mist. That's like a very fine, like you'd see in Arizona, where they cool in the bar
then another set of evaporators that takes the water, any water that might be left from the water wash, takes it out of the fuel. We add a stabilizer, which stops the organisms from growing in biodiesel because it is fish well. Finished product goes into the
storage containers. When do the evaporators come?
They're
Not done yet?
maybe, yeah, they're pretty much done. They gotta be painted and stuff. I was up to Tampa and saw them. Because we're doing an Orlando plant at the same time, simultaneous to
Is it the same size?
no, 2 minutes.
And help us with some data.
That's mine. It's going to be your plan for the show.
This is a plant we'll show. Fort Myers shows well. This is really gonna show well.
It's going to show really well because of its capacity.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, and that's it,
Good. Perfect. Thank you.
okay?
And we got a wonderful camera
All
guy.
these tanks obviously will be labeled with national fire codes, and you've seen all that when you're in Fort Myers. It looks pretty nice when it's all done up.
Yeah, it's going to look beautiful. Another mark.